Okay, we got the last system set up. Temporary configuration right now. There's the old Quantum Bigfoot hard drive that we're going to duplicate. There's a 1.44 meg floppy drive. We're using it temporarily to boot up this Easy Drive disk by Western Digital so we can make a duplicate of the Quantum drive onto the Maxter that's inside here. And we're going to disconnect the floppy and the old hard drive once we get all this done, and reconnect the cable that's on this old hard drive to the CD-ROM drive that we've got mounted in there, the black CD-ROM drive. But I was just going to show you the process. As it was booting up, I just hit the pause key to kind of pause it after it detected its memory, the processor, and both the hard drives that are in there. And just want to make sure that it detects both of them. The Maxter is on the IDE primary master connection, so the primary channel, and it's set as master. And the Quantum Bigfoot is on the secondary, and it's set as master. And it seems like it transfers the information out and back a little faster if you set them both on their own independent channel. But I'm going to go ahead and let it go on past this. I need to put the floppy in, since this floppy is sitting here temporarily upside down. That's why the disk is going in upside down. I'll just go ahead and press the key and let this continue. It should boot off the floppy. I've got it set to boot off the floppy before anything else if there's a floppy in there. Just taking a few moments for some reason. Okay, it gives you a little synopsis of what the program does, and asks you to press the key to continue after you've configured your BIOS properly and have your drive set up properly. And a little software agreement and stuff, and you have to press enter to continue past that. Then you get your main program window, and it shows the drives that are detected down there, a Maxter and a Quantum Bigfoot. Drive 1 is usually the primary channel master position, and if you have any other drives, it's drive 2 would be primary channel slave, and then on 3 and 4 would be your secondary channel, your master and your slave. And here's the options we're concerned with. Fully automatic install, it's for like installing a new hard drive. If you're wanting to get a new hard drive ready for a system and then go on and install an operating system past that. And we're going to go on to advanced options. Got lots of different options here. And the main thing we're concerned with is copy entire partition. That's what we're going to do. We're going to copy the entire partition. Each one of these drives only has one partition made to about the maximum size of the drive. If it was a system that was more complex, or something somebody was going to be using for more than, LAN gaming, I would probably put more than one partition. But since I've got backups of these drives I'm making and stuff like that, we're just going to put one partition and put all the data, the operating system and the games and all on one partition. So it's calculating the used sectors on the drives. Okay, and it shows your drive C and your drive D, and it shows their capacity and how much data is on each one, the percentage of data. And it says choose source partition. Well, our source partition is actually D, the 8 GB drive. That's what's got data on there. This has no data, as you can see. It says 0%. The other one's 5%, so it's still got a great deal of empty space on it. But we're going to go ahead and go down to pick D, which has our operating system and our games on the Quantum Bigfoot. Press enter. And it says choose destination partition. Gives you a little more information if I kind of pan back a little bit. But destination partition, and there's only one other one left, and that's the C drive, and the main partition, which is just about 10 GB and has no data on it. And we press enter, and it gives you a little warning if you have any data on there. And when I did do a FAT32 format, it's just basically got the command interpreter, command com on there. That's about the only files on there, and it's just letting us know there's some data on there so we don't overwrite a drive that might have something important on there. And it asks you, it says gonna erase drive C, are you sure? And you actually have to type out yes or no. Caps or lowercase work. I just type yes. Do you want to continue? Comes up and starts its copying process. Copying logical drive B to logical drive C. They're also physical drive D and physical drive C, but if you had two partitions on the same drive, it could do a copy from one partition to the other, and that would be like a logical drive C, D, and you could even have E, F, whatever you want, you know, past that. And you could have multiple partitions on one drive and keep you a backup in another partition or something, and restore it back to the main partition in case something got screwed up. And it's going to be sitting here for a good while. If you look, that's the progress meter, and the yellow's got to go all the way across. This one is pretty accurate. A lot of programs, I mean, you might see it sitting here like this, and all of a sudden it jumps up to about right here, and then it may sit there for 40 minutes or something and then just jump up a little bit. But this one, it moves up pretty gradually. It gives you a pretty good idea how long it's going to take, and looks like it's probably moved up I'd say maybe about 1/20th, and it's been probably about 50 seconds or so, close to a minute. So it's probably going to be a good 20 minutes or more before it copies all this data. So we're going to cut this off right now, and I'll come back when we've got it all copied over and we're getting ready to boot the system up on the new hard drive. Okay, we're going to have to start this process over again because it got, probably 75% done. You can see it says drive C has 3% full of data and drive D has 5%. Well, it got, you know, probably around 75% of the data copied, and there was an error. I think it said a directory header invalid or something on the source drive, and I went in and did a little option to restore the boot table, and then I'm going to try this again. I don't think that has anything to do with it. It'll probably error out again. If it does, I'm going to have to continue using that Quantum Bigfoot, unless I want to do maybe a copy of one of the other drives from one of the other computers, because they all have the same data. The only thing that's different is maybe some settings people have put in from games they played, and maybe some network configuration showing the names of the computers and stuff like that. Otherwise, they're basically identical. If you ever do that, like you have similar systems like I have here, and you duplicate the drives just to use in another system because it has the same hardware, you might have some small issues. Probably most notably would be like, you know, Halo 1, I had different serial keys in some of them, and then I made a copy off another drive to put back in another system, and it wouldn't let them both on the same network to play a multiplayer game because they were using the same serial key. You know, the same key was used to create each copy, and it wouldn't let them play on the LAN together, so I had to reinstall Halo 1 on one of the machines, but the other games worked fine. You'll have little issues like they'll be named the same thing on a network. You have to go in and change your network settings and stuff like that, but you know, otherwise there's not too many problems associated. But we're going to try this one more time. Choose the source partition, choose destination partition. It gives us the warning again. Have to type yes. Press enter. And it's starting the copy process again. Uh-oh, partition copy operation failed because WinDrop error. Have no idea what that means. I'm going to reboot the system. Let's see. Yeah, I want to reboot the system. Under these advanced options, you can backup restore track 0. It says over here, you know, track 0 contains partition table and boot code. A backup's automatically made when you use Easy Drive to set up a hard drive. If the boot track gets damaged, this option will restore it. Well, luckily that drive did have a backed up track 0 on it where I had installed it using this software before, So that's what I restored. I don't think that caused the error. The error is probably caused because this old program gets a little quirky when it errors out and has a problem. It probably just needs to be rebooted. But before I restored track 0, I made a backup of the current track 0 again with today's date. So if I need to, I can go back to that. But what I want to do is reboot the system, try this program again, just in case the error caused it to kind of foots up. It's going to say remove any disk from your floppy drive, press enter. Well, we're not going to remove any disk from the floppy drive. We're just going to press enter and let the system reboot. But I'll be back pretty soon, and I'll let you know if this copy operation, if it succeeded or not.